Hello everyone, I am the Shinigami.
And I'm the Quincy, and welcome back to our channel.
Today we are reviewing Bleach Chapter 541.
My Blade and Me, Part 2. I believe that's the chapter name.
I think so. So, yeah, today for this chapter, we'll just start off from the beginning. It was, technically the whole entire chapter was just sort of one key point, really. I mean, there's not like you could divide it up very well. But, so basically, for this whole entire chapter, Ichigo just talked to Zangetsu slash Juhabak. I know I say Zangetsu still, but that's just how I think of him. Even though he said I'm not Zangetsu. Anyway, so he talks to Juhabak, and Juhabak just reveals some things about himself that he both is and is not Juhabak, and he's sort of like the form of Ichigo's Quincy powers. So this chapter actually was kind of confusing to me in a few ways, but at other times it made sense. So, but then by the end of the chapter, there's more talking about stuff like he reveals that his Ichigo's hollow powers were his true real powers in a way, and that his hollow powers always came to save him whenever he was close to death. And yeah, by the end of the chapter, he reveals Ichigo's blade, which we don't see yet, but we'll probably see in the next chapter. So yeah. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
You can go first.
Okay. All right. So, first chapter, I thought it was nice. I mean, it was primarily focused on Ichigo and no other characters, but I guess some chapters gotta be like that. It was nice to find out about Ichigo's past and stuff, although it wasn't much of a past. Anyway, just nice to find out what Zangetsu really was and all that. Get the question answered that we had last week. And, we'll be getting to see Ichigo's new blade. And I like the pacing that Kubo did, because I thought we'd have 3 or 4 chapters and Zangetsu just rambles on about all this stuff, like, oh yeah, well this time, and that time, da da da. But Kubo's doing a really good job with this. This was a nice pacing, and in one whole chapter, he was able to make us feel like we just saw a lot, but he also ended it in this chapter. So it's pretty much like Ichigo enters at the end of the last chapter, Ichigo enters, and by the end of this chapter, Ichigo's getting his blade, and it'll probably end. And then next week we'll probably see him and Oatsu like right away, and he'll be reforging his blade or whatever. But so I liked it. I'm more excited for maybe a few chapters down the road or something when we see other people, but I did like this. Got some stuff answered. So, what'd you think?
Well, I really did. I really liked this chapter. It was actually a really good read. And like you said, Kubo spaced it out like perfectly because like at the beginning of this chapter, I was thinking like, oh, Kubo's gonna like give us like 3 or 4 chapters just on this. But it was nice because every time Ichigo would ask a question, Zangetsu slash Juhabak will get straight to the answer. And it's like, no, I'm not gonna let you ramble on. I'm just gonna tell you the answer. This is the answer, and you're gonna have to deal with it. And it was nice seeing that Zangetsu slash Juhabak said, I didn't want you to become a Shinigami because I didn't want you to get hurt. But you grew strong. So he pretty much like, okay, I was proven wrong. I'll take a step back. I'll give you your full power. And it just amazes me that Ichigo hasn't been fighting with his full power yet. So I'm just like, how strong is Ichigo? So right now, I mean, like at the end of the chapter, Zangetsu pretty much faded away, or Zangetsu Juabok, or Ichigo, the embodiment of Ichigo's quincy powers, pretty much faded away, and we pretty much see the same sword Juabok used to kill Captain Yamamoto. But then, closer look, you actually get like a sword hilt. I'm thinking this may just be like the Zanbakuto not released. Like Ichigo will have a Shikai and a Bankai release. Finally. That's just what I think. But it was nice. It was really nice, like from the beginning of the chapter to this part, because you're not getting like 4 or 5 chapters out of this. And personally, I think the embodiment of Ichigo's quincy powers will come back to lend him his power again, just like he has before. But I'm just gonna say one thing. Kubo, if you make Ichigo's quincy power stronger than you to use, shit's gonna go down. Just saying. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about the chapter. Really not much to it. It was confusing, but it was a good read.
So should we move on to the basic fact?
I think we should, because there's not enough else to talk about.
Yeah. So badassness. What would you rate it for this chapter?
Was it really badass? It was more informative chapter than one badass.
Yeah.
Doesn't that make any sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
About a 4. 4.
Okay. I'd have to rate about the same. Probably about a 2 or 3 though. Attention level. How much attention were you paying?
Well, actually, I really wasn't paying much attention. But it was a pretty good chapter. I would say about a 4 or 5.
4 or 5. Okay. I'd have to say about a 6.5 or 7 for me. How satisfying was this chapter for you?
About an 8. Because it was just one chapter. And thank you very much.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd have to say about an 8 as well. I was very glad it happened this way. Interesting. How interesting was this chapter?
All the stuff we did learn was pretty interesting. About a 7.
Okay. I'd have to say about the same, about 7 or 6.5. Comedy. How comedic was this chapter?
0.
Yeah, it was very no jokes at all, so 0. Fan service?
0.
0, I agree. What about feels?
Feels?
Yeah.
Well, it was pretty touchy seeing Zangetsu slash Juamon slash the embodiment of Ichigo's quincy powers part ways with Ichigo. But everything good must come to an end.
Yeah, I agree. Animation, how well drawn was the chapter?
Well, Ichigo's Inner World, I feel like he will take a lot more time drawing it than a lot of other things he does.
Yeah.
So I would say about a 7.5, maybe 8.
Yeah.
8.
I'd have to say about a 7 as well. And predictability.
Well, I'm pretty sure we wouldn't have predicted this.
No, I don't think so.
We wouldn't have predicted it to to have ended so quick.
No, we would have been like 3 or 4 chapters.
Pretty much. So this chapter really wasn't that predictable.
I'd say about a 3 or 4 for predictability. And rating out of 5 stars.
Well, 2.7 out of 3. Or 2.723
Okay.
out of 5.
I'd have to say about a 3.2 stars out of 5. I kind of liked it. So yeah, anything else to add?
I have an announcement, announcement. News, pretty much. Next week, it turns out there might not be a One Piece chapter. So I wanted to tell you guys, if there isn't, then I would advise not staying up for it. But yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on, but I heard that there's not going to be one chapter next week.
We'll keep our eyes and ears open for it though. Until we like get confirmation really. But yeah. Anything else?
I don't think so.
Alright. Well, links are in the description as usual. And yeah. I am the Shinigami.
And I'm the Quincy.
And I'm signing off.
Adios, otakus.
Jana.